Hey, T-Sippers. Ooh, for the third time. Third time is a charm. Hey, 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 baby. Everything is just popping off. Oh, hey, purple, a flower, baby girl. It is. Today ain't his day. Oh, oh, oh. I hope they get his ass up out of here. I saw, he done something else, y'all. He done got busted. When they did that Lago raid. Oh my God. He should have left these people alone. He should have been better to the people. He came in strong arming, and they are coming back with a vengeance. OMG. I don't even know if I need to start with that first before it go away. What do you mean black people biggest enemy? OMG. Y'all remember when they had that Mar-a-Lago raid and he just tried to sue for $230,000? Talking about influential. Well, he tried to act like he was going to sue. And he was going to strong arm and just going to take the money. How about he had confidential documents? I think I need to start with that one. Just in case I have a hard time finding it, huh? Huh, Purple Flower? Gonna start there. Before I can't find it again. Trump goes crazy. He go crazy there. Oh, girl here. Yeah, let me go to it. Trump biggest scandal just got even worse. Let's go.
Happy Monday, my fellow Americans, and tomorrow is special election day. And in this breaking story, it is imperative that we fully understand that elections have consequences, and whatever it takes for you to get out and make sure you vote.
Whatever it takes.
In your hood, please do so, because as you'll see in this breaking story, Donald Trump would be in jail without question. Treasonous Trump would be in jail.
Treasonous Trump.
2024 election. I'm going to show you the story in a few seconds, but let's realize
what if that other guy called him President Felon?
Trump captured on tape talking about classified document he kept.
Welcome to the News Hour.
That he
Justice
kept.
Department has formally accused former President Donald Trump of grossly mishandling classified documents.
When will we ever see the light of day about it?
The newly unsealed indictment lists more than 36 counts in damning detail.
That he defied demands to return the records and that he asked aides to hide them. Federal prosecutors have
asked aides to hide them.
Summer 2021 meeting in which former President Donald Trump acknowledges he held on to a classified Pentagon document about a potential attack on Iran. Multiple sources told CNN, undercutting his argument that he declassified everything.
Jack Smith, 1000% right. And in this breaking story, there's new evidence to prove it. But there's more.
Special counsel Jack Smith says President-elect Trump would have been convicted if he hadn't won the presidential race.
And of course, Trump always pointing the finger with
he would have been arrested.
You mean deranged, Jack? He's a deranged individual. Yeah.
Oh, that's Smith.
On Iran.
Oh.
Multiple sources told CNN, undercutting his argument that he declassified everything.
Jack Smith, 1,000%
Jack
right.
said, oh,
And in
he
this
said he
breaking
had
story,
him.
There's new evidence to
He
prove it.
said he had
But there's
him.
more.
Special counsel Jack Smith says President-elect Trump would have been convicted if he hadn't won the presidential race.
And of course, Trump always pointing the finger with three pointing back, blaming him.
You mean deranged, Jack? He's a deranged individual. Well, they should. I'm surprised it takes so long. You know, we're talking about violent crime. What about the crime against a political opponent?
He lays out the evidence to back up this claim, this in his final report on the 2020 election interference case.
He
Jack
said he
Smith
had
was
him.
clearly writing for history. I think in his view, he was ideally going to be writing for a court or speaking to a jury or presenting his case in a court of law. The annals of history, the evidence he uncovered, and then to your point, he also reaffirmed his belief that the evidence that he and his team had amassed would have been sufficient to convict President Trump.
Because not only is Jack Smith articulating the experience of witnesses, investigators, prosecutors, and even the judge in this case, they were all menaced, all harassed, all threatened.
Calling names and
He
of
threatened the
course,
judge
saying
and
this.
everybody.
I think it was the worst weaponization of a political opponent in the history of the world, let alone this country.
Yet the irony is, who's the person weaponizing and going after political opponents? Well, we know who.
Those who defy President Trump and who are called out publicly by President-elect, and even the judge in this case, they were all menaced, all harassed, all threatened.
Calling names and of course saying this.
I think it was the worst weaponization of a political opponent in the history of the world, let alone this country.
Yet the irony is, who's the person weaponizing and going after political opponents? Well, we know who.
Those who defy President Trump and who are called out publicly by President-elect Trump are going to be subjected to menacing, harassment, and threats.
So in this breaking story, listen to what has just happened and
This just
been
happened.
exposed regarding why Trump should be in jail.
He went-
Check this story out.
New book reveals Trump's classified
It's a
docs
book.
scandal was far worse than reported. A handful of documents found by the FBI during their raid of President Donald Trump's Palm Beach Country Club were so sensitive that even a senior Justice
Crystal.
Department official didn't have authorization to see them, according
Hey,
to
Mimi.
an explosive new book excerpted by MSNBC. Injustice: How Politics and Fear Vanquished America's Justice Department, written by MSNBC's senior investigative correspondent
This
Carol
new.
Leonig and Washington Post's Aaron Davis, details how the surprise FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago in 2022 revealed a national security threat so severe that they'd have gotten American operatives killed if the information
You got
President Donald
what?
Trump's Palm Beach Country Club were so sensitive that even a senior Justice Department official didn't have authorization to see them, according to an explosive new book excerpted by MSNBC. Injustice: How Politics and Fear Vanquished America's Justice Department, written by MSNBC's senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonig and Washington Post's Aaron Davis, details how the surprise FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago in 2022 revealed a national security threat so severe that they'd have gotten American operatives killed if the information fell into the wrong hands. The book details how Assistant Attorney General Matt Olson was so shocked by what was found, he asked his top Justice Department expert on the mishandling of classified records, Julie Edelstein, what they should do next, and her answer was stunning. If it was anybody else, we would arrest him tomorrow, Edelstein said. Knowingly taking classified documents outside a secure government facility was a crime. Plain and simple, she explained. But worse than that, the book writes, was Trump's attempts to conceal them after receiving a May subpoena to return all classified records. Trump made the crime far worse, she argued. Unfortunately, according to the book, Olson's team knew that with Trump, all bets were off. The Justice Department would invariably treat the former president more gingerly. Most recently, Trump announced that he is seeking approximately $230 million in total damages from the Department of Justice on DOJ.
That's where he went
through
wrong.
2 administrative claims related to past federal investigations, including the search of Mar-a-Lago, claiming it violated his civil rights. But these new revelations from an unprecedented probe run counter to Trump's insistence that he was mistreated and that he engaged in no criminal wrongdoing in withholding top secret documents at his private social club, MSNBC explained.
Okay. One more time. Hi, Jeanette. Did you hit the like button? My lights didn't go up. Can you hit the like buttons for me, please, while I stop and go back and tell everybody what's going on? Get the likes up, please. Double tap the face on your phone if you're using your phone device. Or hit the three dots at the top. Get the, the thumbs up. Hi. Come on, y'all. So what happened is Jack Smith, I think, yeah. He was the prosecutor, y'all. He came out a couple of weeks ago and he said he had Trump. He had what he needed to get him prosecuted. Well, it came out. It's a book that came out that the information from the raid for Mar-a-Lago, classified documents that he had in his possession at Mar-a-Lago was so classified that if he had not just won the election, he would have been arrested. And what else did he say? Let's just listen. Let's go.
In jail, without question. Treasonous Trump would be in jail had he not won to get out and make sure you vote for any
Absolutely.
election
Go
that's in
and
your
vote.
hood. Please do so, because as you'll see in this breaking story, Donald Trump would be in jail without question. Treasonous Trump would be in jail had he not won the 2024 election. I'm going to show you the story in a few seconds, but let's realize exactly what he did. This
Headline, Trump captured on tape talking about classified document he kept.
Welcome to the News Hour. The Justice Department has formally accused former President Donald Trump of grossly mishandling classified documents.
When will we ever see the light of day about it?
The newly unsealed indictment lists more than 36 counts in damning detail.
That he defied demands to return the records and that he asked aides to hide them.
Federal prosecutors have obtained an audio recording of a summer 2021 meeting in which former President Donald Trump acknowledges he held on to a classified Pentagon document about a potential attack on Iran. Multiple sources told CNN, undercutting his argument that he declassified everything.
Jack Smith, 1,000% right. And in this breaking story, there's new evidence to prove it. But there's more.
Special counsel Jack Smith says President-elect Trump would have been convicted if he hadn't won the presidential race.
And of course, Trump always pointing the finger with three pointing back, blaming him.
You mean deranged, Jack? He's a deranged individual. Yeah. Well, they should. I'm surprised it takes so long. We're talking about violent crime. What about the crime against a political opponent?
He lays out the evidence to back up this claim, this in his final report on the 2020 election interference case.
Jack Smith was pretty clearly writing for history. I think in his view, he was ideally going to be writing for a court or speaking to a jury or presenting his case in a court of law. The annals of history, the evidence he uncovered, and then to your point, he also reaffirmed his belief that the evidence that he and his team had amassed would have been sufficient to convict President Trump.
Because not only is Jack Smith articulating the experience of witnesses, investigators, prosecutors, and even the judge in this case, they were all menaced, all harassed, all threatened.
Calling names and, of course, saying this.
I think it was the worst weaponization of a political opponent in the history of the world, let alone this country.
And yet the irony is, who's the person weaponizing and going after political opponents? Well, we know who.
Those who did not defy
Barack tried to tell us it was bad. Whatever was going on was bad.
Trump are going to be subjected to menacing, harassment, and threats.
So in this breaking story, listen to what has just happened and just been exposed regarding why Trump should be in jail. Check this story out.
New book reveals Trump's classified docs scandal was far worse than reported. A handful of documents found by the FBI during their raid of President Donald Trump's Palm Beach Country Club were so sensitive that even a senior Justice Department official didn't have authorization to see them, according to an explosive new book excerpted by MSNBC, Injustice: How Politics and Fear Vanquished America's Justice Department, written by MSNBC's senior investigative correspondent Carol Leonig and Washington Post's Aaron Davis, details how the surprise FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago in 2022 revealed a national security threat so severe that they'd have gotten American operatives killed if the information fell into the wrong hands. The book details how Assistant Attorney General Matt Olson was so shocked by what was found, he asked his top Justice Department expert on the mishandling of classified records, Julie Edelstein, what they should do next, and her answer was stunning. If it was anybody else, we would arrest him
Wow.
tomorrow, Edelstein said. Knowingly taking classified documents outside of a secure government facility was a crime. Plain and simple, she explained. But worse than that, the book writes, was Trump's attempts to conceal them after receiving a May subpoena to return all classified records. Trump made the crime far worse, she argued. Unfortunately, according to the book, Olson's team knew that with Trump, all bets were off. The Justice Department would invariably treat the former president more gingerly. Most recently, Trump announced that he is seeking approximately $230 million in total damages from the Department of Justice on DOJ through 2 administrative claims related to past federal investigations, including the search of Mar-a-Lago, claiming it violated his civil rights. But these new revelations from an unprecedented probe run counter to Trump's insistence that he was mistreated and that he engaged in no criminal wrongdoing in withholding top-secret documents at his private social club, MSNBC explains. Following the raid, Trump posted on Truth Social, "These are dark times for our nation, as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents." According to the book, FBI's chief spokesperson, Kathy Milhone, was about to issue a statement of her own until she was stopped because it would look political. FBI Assistant Director Alan Kohler was stunned. It was standard FBI procedure to publicly explain that a court had approved a search, the book says. As they dug through the handfuls of documents, the FBI was stunned, according to the book, which explains that some of the documents were so restricted that top Justice Department security officials reacted with surprise to the code names. They had never heard of them before. Some involved special access programs that required the president or a cabinet member to grant approval to view. Not even Olson was authorized to look at these documents, they write. A handful of documents stored in boxes throughout Trump's club were so sensitive that even he didn't have authorization to look at them, they say. Trump's reaction to the raid also put the FBI agents in grave danger, they write. The same day as the attack, the FBI agents who signed the paperwork for the Mar-a-Lago search warrant were evacuated temporarily from their homes for their own safety, the book says. Documents with their names had begun to circulate online. The agents' identities had been redacted from filings on the court's website, but a copy of the original paper.
So he dropped their names.
FBI Assistant Director Alan Kohler was stunned. It was standard FBI procedure to publicly explain that a court had approved a search, the book says. As they dug through the handfuls of documents, the FBI was stunned, according to the book, which explains that some of the documents were so restricted that top Justice Department security officials reacted with surprise to the code names. They had never heard of them before. Some involved special access programs that required the president or a cabinet member to grant approval to view. Not even Olson was authorized to look at these documents, they write. A handful of documents stored in boxes throughout Trump's club were so sensitive that even he didn't have authorization to look at them, they say. Trump's reaction to the raid,
even as the president,
put the FBI agents in grave danger, they write. The same day as the attack, the FBI agents who signed the paperwork for the Mar-a-Lago search warrant were evacuated temporarily from their homes for their own safety, the book says. Documents with their names had begun to circulate online. The agents' identities had been redacted from filings on the court's website, but a copy of the original paperwork was left at Mar-a-Lago. FBI officials surmised that Trump's team had leaked their names, endangering the agents and their families, they write.
One day,
all
of the historians, all of the records will be public, and everyone will realize how much of an absolute stone-cold, self-aggrandizing, treasonous crook Donald Trump and his entire family and his entire cabinet and his entire Trumposphere has been since 2015. We who grew up watching him knew it. Don't understand why other Americans don't, but this is why elections matter. Please go vote.
Please go and vote. Shout out to Occupy Democrat. Oh, Trump's in trouble. Yes, and you had the nerve, Pink boy. Let me drop back on you, Pink Orange boy. I'm sorry, Mashed Potato Head, Mr. Mashed Potato Head. I know good and dang well I know good and dang well that you did not try to get paid from us saying that it was fraudulent and it was a headache and you need damages. You tried to get paid knowing good and dang well you had documents that you was not supposed to have. You know that you was leaking FBI names and addresses. I know you did it because you leaked somebody's social security number last month. You a dirty, nasty, trifling piece of orange and pink and red shit. What color are you? What in the hell is going on? What's this, baby? I hope they drag you by the little bit of hair you still have on your head. I hope you give them a hard time so they can be rough and tough on you. Yes, I hope they come for you the same way you have ICE go for others. You trifling piece of shit. Classified information that would have gotten all of them in danger. Jack Smith said he had something on you, boy. On top of all of them kids. Yes, indeed.
All harassed, all threatened.
Calling names and, of course, saying this.
I think it was the worst weaponization.
You think it was the worst. Okay, y'all, let's go, baby, because it is really unfolding on him tonight. Please get out and vote. Vote, vote, vote. He had it. Listen, we just went back to his July where he was begging the Christians to vote. He not Christian. He just needed you to vote. He said it came out of his mouth that it was rigged and that you would never have to vote again. And when was Charlie unalive? When was Charlie Kirk unalive? Come to think of it. While he was up there at Turning Point in July on his platform. Charlie Kirk. When was it? August? It better not be in July. You was a trifling. Oh, September 10th. Oh, right before 11, September 11th. Trifling piece of shit. That young man adored you. Let's see what Candace got going on, baby. Because that tea right there, right there, is hot. Oh, let it rain, Lord. Let all of it rain down. Let all of it come out the clouds. All the secrets. Everything. Everything, Lord, let it rain down. Pour down. Bring it out. Bring it out. He has the audacity to be trying to make us pay. And you got all them lawsuits that you want us to pay because you couldn't keep your nasty ass hands off of women and kids, girls and boys. The hell is wrong with you? God dang. I just don't believe people like that didn't mess with somebody in their family. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. Let's hear what she got to say. Y'all ready? Please hit the like button. Ooh, that tea hot. Burn my mouth.
Happy Monday. MAGA Civil War, at least that's what they are trying to brand it as. They say that's what's going on. But really, we all know it's more like Never Trumpers have now infiltrated the MAGA movement and they're trying to dictate the terms like we didn't notice. randomly, Ben Shapiro apparently woke up this morning and chose violence. He put me in his anti-Tucker montage monologue. We'll see what he had to say in a little bit. And it just so happens to be exactly what every Zionist has had to say in the last 24 to 48 hours, almost as though it's scripted. In other news, Erica Kirk sat down with Jesse Waters. Now, the full interview has not yet aired, but it's already going viral, just a preview clip of it, and we're going to discuss it. And lastly, Kash Patel is now officially the most embarrassing human being in the United States.
Who?
Welcome back to Candace.
Who did she say?
Obviously, a major theme of this podcast is that everything truly is fake and gay, and people that listen to this podcast have already accepted that. The question really is just now, how fake are we talking? What shade of gayness are we talking? And I think we should start with the Lindsey Graham shade, which he threw at American voters. So what happened was he was on stage at the Republican Jewish Coalition. Okay, he and many others, by the way, many other treasonous congressmen, basically directed their fire and their anger toward Americans, letting us know, basically, not even basically, literally telling us that if you do not support Israel, a foreign nation, then you're not even allowed to be a Republican anymore. Take a listen to Lindsey Graham in his own words.
I want the world to know anti-Semitism, anti-Israel rhetoric, anti-Israel thought is not the road to being elected as a Republican. You will lose.
You can't even have an anti-Israel thought. So if you're thinking like, I don't know, killing tens of thousands of children is not good, well, guess what? It ain't the road to the Republican Party. Really great messaging, Senator. And he obviously was not the only one, because we know how these things go. He was joined on stage by many others, including the very genocidal Randy Fine. Randy Fine, just to be clear, he has been so disgusting in his rhetoric towards Palestinians, saying essentially that they're just not even truly humans, that even AIPAC had to drop him. That's saying a lot. If AIPAC was like, you went a little too far for even us. Irrespective of this, Randy decided that he, I guess, is the arbiter of the new cool kids club. Like, you know, we should all want to sit with them, support Israel, or you can't sit with us. Can't sit with me, Randy Fine, and Lindsey Graham. And to show us just how hip and motivated and relevant they are, they sent some poor interns, it looks like they sent some poor interns down to FedEx or Kinko's or UPS to print out these totally organic red signs, and the signs read, I don't know how he's going to get over this, so Tucker, if you need to take a couple of days off, we get it. But the sign said, Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. There's something about it that's so dorky, sick burn. Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. And it sounds so inauthentic that you know it didn't come from anybody that was originally MAGA. This is like when Homeboy, who was the guy at Jesse Smollett went out and he was like, they said to me, this is MAGA country. And we were like, nobody in MAGA says this is MAGA country. No one in MAGA would say, Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. It's just strange. It's a very strange thing to say. It's very dorky. And they said it. They did it. And beyond that, besides printing out these little red posters, they gave those posters to some young men. I'm sure they're very nice young men. And they instructed them to wave the posters on stage while Randy Fine, of all people, spoke. Like, he was the Spice Girls going back on stage. Woo! Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. You go, Randy Fine. And Randy Fine was getting them all fired up. And he said the usual thing. Tucker Carlson is basically akin to, you're going to be shocked, you guessed it, Adolf Hitler. So original. Take it away, wow. Randy Fine.
But make no mistake, today, Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America.
Ooh, dangerous.
He has chosen to take on the mantle of leader of a modern-day Hitler Youth, to broadcast and feature those who celebrate the Nazis
those who call for the extermination of Israel, to defend Hamas, to even criticize President Trump for stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions. Friends, make no mistake. Tucker is not MAGA.
It is so over for Tucker Carlson. I mean, he must be shaking. I'm literally shaking right now. Shaking.
Shaking.
To it. It's just over. They have declared war on Tucker Carlson, which they happen to do every week, obviously. And they all say the same thing, which shows how inorganic it is. It's like Operation Mocking Pastor. And it was very clear that they were instructed to go after Tucker. More than anyone else, we know that Zionists cannot stand Tucker Carlson. And the real reason that they hate him is because he's very well liked, now by both sides, and he also happens to not be controlled. You can always tell who they control because they don't condemn them, even when they, like Randy Fine, just come right out with genocidal language against the Palestinians, referring to them as subhuman, laughing when he sees a dead body of a Palestinian. They don't care. They support it. They cover it up. Tucker Carlson, oh no, he's having conversations with people that they don't like. It's that simple as to why they go after him. That's also why they fired him from Fox, because he was speaking out against the Ukrainian war, and that was not allowed. They thought that firing him would effectively ruin him, and he wouldn't be able to secure another big contract within the apparatus that they very much control. And it turns out Tucker Carlson actually got even bigger, and he became even more well-liked. And they want justice for that. And the way that they are going about it right now, though, is especially sickening. They're now trying to roll Charlie Kirk's legacy into this. We all know, as I proved, that these same individuals were squeezing Charlie Kirk leading up to the end of his life. They wanted, again, Tucker Carlson to be gone, no longer allowed on the Turning Point USA stage, because Tucker is the natural heir to the populist movement, and they want him to be canceled. Only people that they control are allowed to be in positions of power. So recently, Tucker interviewed Nick Fuentes. The reason he did that, I've heard, is because it happens to be a free country, and it's his platform, and he can speak to whoever the hell he wants in the world. Of course, with Zionists, the very same ones who were causing Charlie Kirk all of that grief in the final days and hours leading up to his assassination, the very same ones that Charlie thought were going to kill him, they've now decided to besmirch Charlie's name by asserting that Tucker interviewing Nick Fuentes is a betrayal to Charlie. He's no longer Charlie's friend. They've decided posthumously that Tucker Carlson was a bad friend to Charlie Kirk. And do you know who can actually debunk that pretty easily? Yours truly. I got you guys, okay? And it's just a little bit of common sense. Before Charlie died, really kind of just before he died in July, I interviewed Nick Fuentes. And Charlie and I discussed the interview, and never once did he tell me not to speak to Nick Fuentes. Never once did he consider it an act of betrayal. To the contrary, I had a very long discussion with him. I also had a long discussion with Andrew Colvett separately, telling them both that Charlie should host Nick Fuentes on his show and debate him. I tried to make that happen. You guys will recall this. Andrew Colvett can confirm that everything that I am saying is true. Oh, it's such an act of betrayal to speak to Nick Fuentes. Never at any point did Charlie say, don't do that, because that's ridiculous. It's not who he was. But the truth, obviously, is never what Zionists are concerned with. They want Charlie's legacy by any means necessary. They want people to believe that his legacy belongs to Israel somehow. And the harder that they work to lie about his legacy, the more the world wakes up to the truth about it. They are waking up to the truth about how Charlie really felt. It's just becoming too obvious. Anyway, let's get to Ben Shapiro, okay? Because on his show today, he took a very, dare I say, scripted stab at Tucker Carlson. Same talking points. Tucker Carlson has betrayed Charlie Kirk by hosting Nick Fuentes, and for absolutely no reason at all, I caught a stray bullet, which tends to happen. For whatever reason, they get mad at Tucker Carlson, they attack me, they get mad at me, they kind of punch Megyn Kelly now. I don't know what Megyn Kelly has done wrong, but she's done wrong, is what they say. And I'll just listen to what he has to say. This is Ben Shapiro, straight from a teleprompter.
Tucker Carlson, you see, is a coward. And here is where his relationship with Nick Fuentes begins, with Nick Fuentes correctly pointing out that Tucker Carlson is a coward. You see, Tucker Carlson, a few weeks back, had on Candace Owens to treat her to his usual ideological laundering services. That's after years of Candace Owens saying things like this.
And it is the case that dinosaur bones, for whatever reason, are always just found by the paleontologists. Like, it's not like you and me walking outside. I'm like, hey, a dinosaur bone. And, or by somebody who's related to a paleontologist. It's very strange. And then, but it was just convenient for Israel that JFK got shot. It was just convenient, you guys. Totally convenient. It was convenient for Israel, by the way, when the towers went down. I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists. Like, 1,000% blame the Zionists. Like, let that be my parting word. I'm waking people up to the fact that pedophiles are in power. They are literally in power. And that is intentional because then they can be controlled while they are in power. And they are
Absolutely.
also
Say it,
exhibiting
baby girl.
Owens to treat her to his usual ideological laundering services. That's after years of Candace Owens saying things like this.
And it is the case that dinosaur bones, for whatever reason, are always just found by the paleontologists. Like, it's not like you and me walking outside. I'm like, hey, a dinosaur bone. And, or by somebody who's related to a paleontologist. It's very strange. And then, but it was just convenient for Israel that JFK got shot. It was just convenient, you guys. Totally convenient. It was convenient for Israel, by the way, when the towers went down. I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists. Like, 1,000% blame the Zionists. Like, let that be my parting word. I'm waking people up to the fact that pedophiles are in power. They are literally in power. And that is intentional because then they can be controlled while they are in power. And they are also exhibiting signs of a psychopathology that lets them know that they will do harm to the masses and feel nothing because they were themselves, many of them, raped when they were children. It's not a coincidence that Justin Trudeau is gay. And Obama, gay. Zelensky, gay. Emmanuel Macron, gay and married to a trans man who molested him when he was a child. I mean, fact check, all true. I gotta watch that girl's show. Lovely. Sounds amazing. I take nothing back. But you catch the vibe here. The vibe here is that Tucker Carlson is criminally laundering ideas through his Beyond the Pale guests, and Ben is using the preferred strategy of out-of-context clips to paint a picture of my perspectives, which I stand by. Yeah, dinosaur bones are by and large always found by the experts. You can look it up yourself. And yes, if I wind up dead in mysterious circumstances, you should obviously assume it was orchestrated by Zionists. Duh. In lengthier clips, which you didn't show, I've asserted that this entire American culture, which has grown quite perverse, it's a culture of vices that we are suffering from today, a culture that is filled with pornography, gambling, transgenderism, radical feminism, modern psychology, pharmaceuticals. If you research these topics historically, you will recognize that they were brought to and fought for on our shores by people like Emma Goldman on feminism, Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychology. The gambling empire is where the Adelson empire wealth comes from, as are many pharmaceuticals, like the Sackler family. These people had their names on buildings in Tel Aviv. The owners of Purdue Pharma, the architects of the opioid epidemic. Pornography. Our boy Al Goldstein took happy credit for that, right? He's the one who notoriously said the only reason that Jews are in pornography is that we think Christ sucks. Catholicism sucks. We don't believe in authoritarianism. Pornography becomes a way of defiling Christian culture as it penetrates the very heart of the American mainstream. By the way, Al Goldstein was right. That actually has happened. And pornography, if you're wondering, is somehow considered, how it became somehow considered free speech. That's because Jewish individuals in America fought for that. Samuel Roth, actually, that's his name, fought for that decision in court.
That's why.
Transgenderism, go back and try to figure out where that came from. Magnus Hirschfeld was the doctor and the sexologist. So these are the facts, and the facts don't really care about your feelings. So please keep me in context. There's a lot people can learn from me. All that aside, I have to say that I was quite stunned that he found within himself, Ben, the audacity to present this attack on Tucker as a noble defense of Charlie. Here's what Ben said in his own words.
There's no question that Tucker has become the most virulent super spreader of vile ideas in America. And the rest of us who oppose those vile ideas have every right to call him that. There's one other element here that's even darker, if possible. Tucker Carlson preys on the friendship he proclaims with others, and then he knifes them directly between the shoulder blades when convenient for him. Tucker Carlson is, in short, a terrible friend. Tucker Carlson was supposedly Charlie Kirk's friend. Charlie believed that Nick Fuentes was vermin. That's a direct quote. He believed that because Nick Fuentes dedicated his life to destroying Charlie Kirk and TPUSA from the inside.
So first and foremost, the idea that in order for you to show that you're a good friend of somebody, you have to agree not to host people on your platform from conversations is just so anti-Charlie. It's unbelievable. It is disrespectful, really, to his legacy. And it is simply a fact, which I feel comfortable sharing now, that Charlie and Ben Shapiro did not get along because Charlie found out that Ben was operating behind the scenes to stop him and sort of hinder the growth of Turning Point USA in our early days, right? When we were kind of coming up together, me and Charlie as partners getting out there. And I have only about 80 to 150 text messages from Charlie to that effect. This is not a debate, by the way. This is a fact. So challenge me to share the messages. I will gladly. Now, when Charlie tried to figure out where the sudden hostility was coming from, because he at first admired Ben, like I admired Ben. Actually, Charlie was the one that told me you should watch Ben debate videos so you can strengthen your debate skills. The next thing we knew, we were hearing that he was trying to block us. And they had a conversation. Ben told Charlie, again, this is according to my messages with Charlie, that Ben was in part upset because I made a joke about him, a literal lighthearted joke, when I appeared on Joe Rogan back in 2018. Do we have that clip, Skylar? We can roll that. Like, I can't take anything seriously anymore. So
well, there's things to be taken seriously, but celebrities probably aren't on that list.
Yeah, it's
so
hard.
Ben Shapiro's right.
Yeah, no, well, he's right about this.
Yeah.
But he was like trying to correlate like what Kim did, like with Alice Marie Johnson, with like that, and I'm like, come on, man, that's like totally different. And just in general, like sometimes he just gets a little like hall monitor for me, like like it's just like
well, he can't help himself.
I know
he's a funny guy. He's very snarky. I like him a lot.
I like him too. That's the thing. It's like we actually really get along, but like the hall monitor, like I know these types in school. Like I was in their classes, like they're just like. You're like late to school, or like the last person you want to see is like the hall monitor, like the idea that you would be late, right?
Yeah.
Like he's writing you a pink slip. It's like, Ben, just give me the pink slip, dude. Like that just give it to me, Ben. All right, this is a gateway to Saturday school. Like it's just like
that's a good impression of him.
Lighthearted joke, but specifically Ben said to Charlie that he was upset about that, and that Candace, was going to Milo my career if Charlie didn't get away from me. Now, obviously, the story goes Charlie stuck with me despite Ben's urging. We kept climbing. We reached a point where, as a team, Charlie and I were suddenly undeniable. Some producer in June of 2018 then reached out to us to book us on Ben's show. And honestly, I'm so glad they did this because in retrospect, it's actually one of my favorite Charlie memories because it just makes me smile to reflect on. Because Charlie, he was never mean-spirited. He always was just funny. He always chose humor, lighthearted humor, to get over any situation. He was never a person that wheeled and dealed behind the scenes to prevent other people from becoming successful. It just wasn't in him, right? He wasn't vengeful. Vengeance is actually kind of the vice that I have had to work on a lot, but Charlie's perspective was just laugh and move on. Anyway, the story goes, we get the invite to be on Ben Shapiro's show, and I'm like, no, F that. He was so awful to us. He said this about me miloing my career. We should not do his show. But why would we do his show? And Charlie's like, no, it's great, let's do it, because we won, okay? We won, Candace. And I'm like, okay, fine. We get to the location, I think it was in Sherman Oaks, California at that time, and Charlie says to me, we're in the green room, hey, will we take a photo with him? I'm going to puff my chest out and stand extra tall so we never forget this moment of us having triumphed over Ben Shapiro. And he actually does it, and it was completely hilarious, and this is actually the photo from that. Charlie did that totally on purpose. It was such a Charlie Kirk thing to do, and it became like our perfect inside joke every time we felt like he was kind of saying little things about us. And that was Charlie. That was just the spirit of Charlie, and he moved on from it. He was always cordial beyond that. He never felt any nastiness. The point of me sharing this, though, is to make it very clear that Charlie loved Tucker. I can go through all my messages with Charlie, and he loved Tucker. Not for a single second did he not admire and respect and greatly appreciate Tucker. And he fought for Tucker to be on the Turning Point stage until his dying day. Literally.
He did.
Charlie was not in love with Ben Shapiro. He didn't hate Ben Shapiro. He just, I would say, experienced Ben Shapiro. We all get the Ben Shapiro experience at some point. Despite this, he always, as I said, kept it cordial because that's who he was as a person. But what I will not allow is this absolute inversion of reality where Ben Shapiro becomes any sort of voice on who is and who is not betraying their friendship with Charlie. I will not allow it. Like I said, everybody has a vice, and when I reflect on Charlie's, it is probably that he associated success and growth with money, and I believe that that is probably the conduit for the snakes that got into his company, got into the donor base, whatever it is. Me, I don't suffer from that vice. I don't care about money. I would gladly, as you have seen me do, burn it all to the ground to get out one modicum of truth. And if you'd like to hear something else that happens to be true, in the immediate aftermath of Charlie's death, people that were extremely close to Charlie, including donors, were very touched by a monologue that Matt Walsh did over on the Daily Wire. I didn't see it. I was too aggrieved to watch anything, but apparently Matt Walsh did an amazing monologue. So the team reached out to ask Matt Walsh, to host Charlie Kirk's show because they wanted to keep it going. And they were told that that was not allowed to happen unless Ben Shapiro was also invited. And in the true spirit of Charlie Kirk, Turning Point cordially accepted those posthumous terms. Anyways, those are the facts. Turning my attention to another matter, Israel is rather obsessed with this already failed operation to stage a hostile takeover of the legacy of Charlie Kirk. So obsessed that the Jerusalem Post completely fictionalized, or rather published a completely deranged lie about Erica Kirk. Here is the statement that was issued by the Israeli War Room account over on Twitter, and they were citing the actual reporting from the Jerusalem Post, which was written by journalist Michael Starr. They published this: Charlie Kirk, the founder of TPUSA, will be posthumously honored at Israel's 2025 Christian Media Summit in recognition of his courageous stand for truth and his steadfast support of Israel. Michael Starr reports, Mrs. Erica Kirk will accept the award on her husband's behalf, a moving tribute to a man who inspired millions to stand with Israel when it mattered most. The Pillars of Jerusalem Award, inspired by the verse teaching that the world stands upon justice, truth, and peace, will also be presented by Douglas Murray, Yael Eckstein, and Dr. Jurgen Buehler. So obviously the internet was like, this is crazy if this is true. And internet, including me, I was like, this is actually insane if this is true. Steadfast support of Israel, this is just a lie. And you know how I feel about lies. Fortunately, Andrew Colvett, the spokesperson for Turning Point USA, instantly came out and slapped down the rumor. Andrew wrote this: "This is the first we're hearing of this. We've reached out to the reporter at the Jerusalem Post for a correction. How do you just say Erica Kirk is going to accept this award on behalf of her husband because of his steadfast support for Israel? That's not like a casual error, is it?" Well, the journalist replied,
Erica got Vance on the
and
line.
here is
Yeah,
what
I
he had
saw
to say.
that.
Michael Starr said this.
I'm waiting to hear
on
what she
X, he
said.
said, the Israeli government press office wavered on claims that Erica Kirk would be accepting by video call a posthumous award on behalf of Charlie Kirk, after Turning Point USA said that it was not aware of the award and its CEO was not scheduled to participate. And he is calling that wavering. I'm calling that Israel's got a Israel. They just lie. They tell audacious lies, and when they get caught, they then gaslight and pretend that they didn't get caught with their hands in the cookie jar, right? And it's just getting ridiculous. It is so ridiculous to watch them continue to lie about where Charlie Kirk was at in his mind at the end of his life. You're not getting away with it. The people don't believe you. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, how many talking heads you sent out to pretend that he didn't waver in his support. He did. He did. We've been reading Charlie in his own words.
Yeah,
okay?
we heard it. Yeah.
You can't undo this. It's lost. Yes, he supported Israel throughout his entire career. And then he felt the agent Smiths coming in, pressing him and pushing him, ironically over Tucker. And it really shows that you have no shame to do it again. To do it again posthumously, to say Tucker must never speak on a Turning Point stage. Tucker must be canceled because Tucker wasn't a true friend to Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk died fighting for his right and for his friendship with
Hey,
Tucker Carlson.
Max.
I think that's
Thank
just
you.
that's ridiculous and it's shameless. And I guess before we take a bit of a break here, I want to say that there is going to be a day when we all get to puff our chests out, stand tall, and recognize that we, the American people,
I was about to
triumphed
sing
over the
that
Israel lobby.
old church song. When I'll come a day when we will all see Jesus. What a day of rejoicing that will be. I was about to. My bad, Candace. That ain't where she was going. Hey, Max to the boogie 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 biggie. You been busy, pumpkin. My nose just got. I ate something I wasn't supposed to be eating. Dang it, my nose just got stuffy. God dang. I'm telling y'all, it's something about that.
Fighting for his right and for his friendship with Tucker Carlson.
Erica,
I think that's ridiculous and shameless. And
but
I guess before we take a bit of a break here, I want to say that there is going to be a day when we all get to puff our chests out, stand tall, and recognize that we, the American people, triumphed over the Israel lobby.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
Here's how we use Riverside to produce our podcast from
that's
start
just my
to finish.
opinion. Watching
First,
her
look up
energy. Yeah,
Riverside
no, I didn't
Play
like
Now. It
her
shows Riverside because
energy
it's an
either.
end-to-end.
All right, you guys, jumping in here to tell you about Goldco because
I
we're
don't like how she moves.
trusted solution out there that I trust to take care of.
But I don't want to call her,
and to maintain your body's first month subscription.
What I call Melania, because Melania got caught in the paperwork, and Wolf know who she is, and so I could call Melania, because Epstein had her first. Epstein, the pervert, had her a whole year, but I don't know that about Erica, so I'ma hold my peace. I'm finna hear what she gonna say. Y'all, let's go. Y'all, please double tap the screen, get the likes up for me. Let's go.
Okay, so I want to address this. So many people have been writing into us, sending us emails, people that are paying in super chats, asking me to address Erica Kirk. And I guess my question back would be, what is there for me to address? She hasn't sat down for a long interview. All we have seen from Erica has been the speech at the memorial event for Charlie Kirk. I see the innuendo that is online. I am interested in investigating who killed Charlie Kirk. And the people that I have been reserving my ire for, my smoke for, my investigation for, are the people that are blatantly lying. Okay?
Right.
People that are just lying about Charlie Kirk. That was my reason for going after Alex Clark. She lied about the Catholic thing. That was my reason for going after Andrew Colvett, Mikey McCoy. Anybody that's told a lie, Rob McCoy, blood all over him, you got my attention. What lie has Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on? Okay, like, has she said something about, did she come out and say, Charlie never had an issue with Israel in the end. He loved Israel to his dying breath. She hasn't done that. She simply hasn't done that. What we have around the corner is a big interview that's going to be dropping this week. Erica Kirk sat down with Jesse Waters, and I can tell you, Charlie loved Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters gave us the most playtime on Fox News back in the beginning. That was the big show that we got to book. And so it's a good fit. It's a fitting program for her to go on to. If she was sitting down with like Bibi Netanyahu's entourage, I might have something to say. But everything that she has done she's been having conversations with people who were actually friends with Charlie. Erica is also, I think, slated to join Megyn Kelly on tour. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I saw that being teased. Charlie opened up to Megyn in the end. Megyn stood 10 toes down on telling the truth, which is why I deeply respect her for doing this, about the pressure that Charlie was under. And it was not easy for Megyn to do that, okay? She is still catching heat for the fact that she did that. So I feel like Erica is kind of sending a message here that she's not standing against the people that are telling the truth. I said early on, if Erica Kirk asks me to be quiet, I will be quiet. She didn't ask me to be quiet. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. A show on whether I like her hair, her outfits, that doesn't feel right. And also keep in mind, that is the mother of Charlie Kirk's children. I had a real relationship with Charlie Kirk, a real friendship with Charlie Kirk. And what is left of him in this world are his two small children. So to just take a baseless attack, if I catch her in a lie, it's a little different.
Yeah, no, I don't think Erica wanted his spot. No, because she didn't have a voice like him. Oh no, she can't. Who can she reach? Who? I have never heard her debate. Oh no. No. Israel, pro-Israel, Trump. No, no, no. He could reach people that Trump couldn't reach. Bibi Netanyahu couldn't reach, and he had a voice that could direct the traffic to their cause. Now, did he know their cause, or was he just like one of Eric's good friends, and Eric would to get up and debate with them? You know, that's why she said yesterday that her and Charlie really felt like they were their friends and they believed in their cause. But as she researched more and as they grew and as things were beginning to unfold, kind of just like us, you know, Christians talking about this is biblical and da-da-da-da, and no, it's not. So as you grow and you learn and you listen and you research, you realize, hey, these people this is a cult. They are pedos. They are sacrificing babies. Wait a minute. What? Okay, so now why? I mean, like, where in the Bible? I mean, yeah, no, yeah, no. See, so I don't hear her. She talks too slow and too pretty, and I don't know. No one can replace my husband. She can't reach nobody with that. They had an agenda. They had a like she said yesterday. She realized, and this is why I can appreciate her. I really, really can, because the average person wouldn't own the truth, and they definitely wouldn't broadcast it. No. And she said that she realized that she was just their slave. I don't know. I mean, you know, come on. Because she like she said, as long as she was talking about Black Lives Matter and she was going toe to toe with her people, oh, we love her. Let me find a sponsor for you. Oh, yes. We got to have her. Candace, oh, yes. We could put her up against any black lady. We could put her up against oh, yes. Because she's got, no. Charlie, his was Christians. And that's why we were able to find where Trump was at turning point. Now, I didn't know, majority of us today realized today that when he said, Christians, we need you Christians, that was a turning point. He said, I'm not Christian, but we need you. Vote. This will be your last time. That was a turning point. So again, they were being used to get the masses. That's why they can say if it wasn't for Charlie, Trump would not have gotten elected. So no, I don't think Erica could do that. Oh, heck no. But it's just when they came into... Now, I think that if Candace's voice was as powerful to them as Charlie's voice, I think she'd have been out of here. I really do. Now, I don't know if they exposed as much of what is going on with her as they did Charlie. I think that they exposed as much with Charlie as they did, not Trump, but the Zionists, as they did with JFK. And I say that because every time I'm looking, I see that the only president that could not be bought was JFK. And then they say that JFK assassination, they compare Charlie's to JFK. And Charlie wouldn't go back to Israel. And he turned down millions of dollars. Yeah, no. Now, I ain't gonna say that they ain't gonna try to get our ass in bed. Yeah, they gonna try to get her that way. Ah!
Just take an attack on her. Does catching heat for the fact that she did that. So I feel like Erica is kind of sending a message here that she's not standing against the people that are telling the truth. I said early on, if Erica asks me to be quiet, I will be quiet. She didn't ask me to be quiet. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. A show on whether I like her hair, her outfits, that doesn't feel right. And also keep in mind, that is the mother of Charlie Kirk's children. I had a real relationship with Charlie Kirk, a real friendship with Charlie Kirk, and what is left of him in this world are his two small children. Yeah. So to just take a baseless attack, if I catch her in a lie, it's a little different, but to just take an attack on her does not feel appropriate to me. I haven't seen any reason to do that.
I respect that.
So I'm looking forward to the sit down with Jesse Waters. I think we're going to get a lot more from Erica, and we're going to see where her mindset is. Currently, there is one.
Now, I believe that. I believe the minute, if she's not true, the minute she mess up and slip up, and Candace can, as I put it, connect the dot, she gonna wear her out. She will wear her out. But if it don't fit, she's just not gonna make it fit. But she is sitting back waiting, and she got everything on part. Now that I believe, and she gonna eat her up. So I respect the fact that she just gonna sit back and chill. She's like she said, if she lie, oh yeah, her ass is grass, baby. Just like that. I believe that. I respect that. Yeah, I respect that. Candace to me is showing great integrity. I don't necessarily agree with everything she say, but I do believe she has integrity. I do believe that, yeah, I'm just going to say that. She really does have integrity. She put herself out there. She admits that she was in this cult. She's not holding nothing back from her experience and who she feels like is involved with Charlie's assassination. Yeah.
Catch her in a lie, it's a little different, but to just take an attack on her does not feel appropriate to me. I haven't seen any reason to do that. So I'm looking forward to the sit down with Jesse Waters. I think we're going to get a lot more from Erica, and we're going to see where her mindset is. Currently, there is one clip that is going around, and I have some unsolicited advice for Erica, and I appreciate the sentiment of what she's saying here. Let's take a listen.
The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide.
Now, I think she's back to looking and acting like she did in the beginning when she was on her revenge. You will pay for, she back on that. And if you think that you have silenced, yeah, I don't know if it's her contacts. Why am I going too far? I don't know what it is. Yeah, but she back on that to me. Now I know she's an actress, but she's back to being over dramatic. To me, that's just my opinion. Her eyes, it's like, does she have on some special contacts or something? Yeah, yeah. She is not the I forgive you. I forgive you. She's not on her forgiveness. But let's listen. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there.
I ain't seen too many tears.
Why not be transparent?
Any reason to do that?
I ain't seen too many
So
tears.
I'm looking forward to the sit down with Jesse Waters. I think we're going to get a lot more from Erica, and we're going to see where her mindset is. Currently, there is one clip that is going around,
Okay, so
and I
let me
have
say
some
this.
unsolicited advice for Erica, and I appreciate the sentiment of what she's saying here. Let's take a listen.
The defense wants to ban cameras.
Now, if I don't know if she don't know who really took her husband out. Now, I'm not cool with if she knows that it was Bibi Netanyahu them, or the CIA them, or the intelligence, Trump, all of that. Now, if you know that's the case, then I don't know if I would want them just to put it on somebody and this young man gets the death penalty. I don't know how I feel about that. Because we have not heard her or anybody from Turning Point question who was the guy in the all black up there with the helmet, the tactical hat. It's just a whole bunch that has unfolded on Candace show. Oh wait, oh dang. Yeah, I got something else I pinned. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want it just to be anybody. And she may be too, because she knew Trump before she knew Charlie. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't want anybody to go down for it. Especially if they're innocent. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
In the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation.
Girl, don't you know your tears come out of the tear duct? Not on.
So I agree with the sentiment, and I'm glad that she has pointed out how ridiculous it is to not want cameras into the courtroom. How ridiculous it is to allow him to appear virtually, not even on camera, for some pre-hearing matters. None of this makes any sense to the public. And what I did say early on, I don't remember which episode it was I would not have wanted Erica to, it would not have been my advice for Erica in a stage of grieving to go from being the widow to being the CEO and the chairman of the company. If I was running the company, I would have said, let's put in place an interim CEO, right? Someone below, Justin Strife, I think, was the COO. I would have put in an interim CEO and allowed people to figure things out. Because it is a true statement that there's two things happening here. There's a widow, and then there is the chairman and the CEO. And that person, no matter what, is going to have to catch heat for any decisions the business is making. That's just the reality of the way the world works. When you're a CEO and you're a boss, if a mistake is made, doesn't matter whether you did it, whether you said it, whether you tweeted it, it's going to come down on you. And she has assumed that role, okay? So criticisms pertaining to anything at Turning Point USA that are being directed at Erica are fair. Obviously, they are fair if they are directed about Turning Point USA and their actions. The second thing that I would say, and again, this is as unsolicited advice, so she's free to throw it out, but in the entire issue and the energy right now is that people, irrespective of what's happening on paper, don't believe the story. They don't believe the story.
Right.
And
Okay,
you are, and of course this is only a snippet of the interview, so I'm sure more will be said here, but I'm getting that you have seen the case, you think it's a solid case, she thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy. They don't like the history of Rob and Mikey McCoy and their involvement here. They don't like the video of Terrell. They don't believe what time text messages were sent or when the phone calls took place. You know, Rob McCoy is lying. In the areas that you can control the transparency, I think doing that would be beneficial to Turning Point USA, because I don't think Turning Point USA is going to survive if they continue down this path of, you know, Tyler Boyer late night tweeting at donors as he did over the weekend. I think he directed his fire at like John Mappin and Arena Mappin, called John Mappin a loser. I don't think that that's the correct messaging to come out of Turning Point USA. And there is something that my husband always says to me, and I don't know if he got it from somebody else, he probably did, but the expression is, the market is always right. The market's always right. He says this about like trading and things of that nature, meaning irrespective of what your opinion is or what you think you know, the market is the market. So maybe the top execs at Cracker Barrel thought it was brilliant to change the marketing, and they brought in the highest paid advertisers to do that, and they thought it was sleek and it was amazing. The people revolted, and they said, we don't like this, we don't trust it. Put that old man back up there. We want to see the Cracker and the Barrel, or we're out. And guess what? The market was right. That's kind of the point of the expression. The market is always right. And the market right now is saying, we don't believe a single thing that happened that day. We do not trust the donors at Turning Point USA. Mm-hmm. We've got no messaging about whether those donors were removed. We want Turning Point to hit hard, the people that are lying. Why are we getting this dance around the Catholic topic, which again did not come from Erica, okay? It did not come from Erica. And I would imagine there are a lot of people that are speaking in your ear. That's what it means to become to wake up one day and be the chairman and CEO of a major company. But people are going to need clarity on these matters, because it doesn't feel like those snakes are out of the garden. That's what it doesn't feel like, I would say. And so, yeah, I would say in every aspect that you can be transparent, which doesn't involve the feds, I would do that. I look forward to obviously watching the interview. That is going to premiere in 2 days on Fox News with Jesse Waters. I will certainly be watching.
Let me hear that again. Hold on.
Turning Point USA is going to survive if they continue down this path of, you know, Tyler.
Y'all, please double tap the face of your phone or hit the like button for me, please. Thank you.
Boyer late night tweeting at donors as he did over the weekend. I think he directed his fire at like John Mappin and Arena Mappin, called John Mappin a loser. I don't think that that's the correct messaging to come out of Turning Point USA. And there is something that my husband always says to me, and I don't know if he got it from somebody else, he probably did, But the expression is the market is always right. The market's always right. It says it's about like trading and things of that nature, meaning irrespective of what your opinion is or what you think you know, the market is the market. So maybe the top execs at Cracker Barrel thought it was brilliant to change the marketing, and they brought in the highest paid advertisers to do that, and they thought it was sleek and it was amazing. The people revolted. And they said, we don't like this, we don't trust it. Put that old man back up there. We want to see the cracker and the barrel, or we're out.
Right.
And guess what? The market was right. That's kind of the point of the expression. The market is always right. And the market right now is saying we don't believe a single thing that happened that day. We do not trust the donors at Turning Point USA. We've got no messaging about whether those donors were removed. We want Turning Point to hit hard, the people that are lying. Why are we getting this dance around the Catholic topic, which again did not come from America, okay? Did not come from America. And I would imagine there are a lot of people that are speaking in your ear. That's what it means to become to wake up one day and be the chairman and CEO of a major company. But people are going to need clarity on these matters because it doesn't feel like those snakes are out of the garden. That's what it doesn't feel like, I would say. And so, yeah, I would say in every aspect that you can be transparent, which doesn't involve the feds, I would do that. We look forward to obviously watching the interview. That is going to premiere in 2 days on Fox News with Jesse Waters. I will certainly be watching. Now, speaking of a lack of transparency, I am everyone right now when I say that Kash Patel is the most embarrassing human in the United States. Embarrassing for 2 reasons. One, Charlie Kirk was a big supporter of Kash Patel, had him on his show, really pushed for him to get the role that he is in, director of the FBI.
Oh, really?
And he has just been terrible in this case. He just has been objectively, okay? Everything that we have seen coming out of this case makes entirely no sense, from the impassioned messages written by 20-year-old gay men, which don't exactly sound Gen Z, to this kind of ridiculous narrative that we can't see anything. We can't watch him drop down. There's cameras everywhere, but you can't show us anything. All of the holes that are still in this story. And I didn't think he could make matters worse than over the weekend. Really, guys, we are just not a serious nation. So I want you to know, after this tweet, I realized we are not a serious nation and the empire is in its decline. I actually think I want to be Russian right now after what Kash Patel tweeted. Kash Patel made me want to be Russian tomorrow. Like, I'm going to go live with Putin.
And again,
because at least he's like a serious person, right? And Kash Patel is no longer serious. So the backstory is Kash Patel, he had a marriage breakup. He starts dating this cute little thing, Alexis. She's very cute, very pretty girl.
Oh, yeah.
Makes videos online. And I don't know. I guess he flew down in his FBI plane to go see her down in Nashville. People found out that he went to go see her down in Nashville. The internet revolted and said this is an inappropriate use of taxpayer funds. Now, it turns out that he is required to fly on the FBI plane no matter where he goes, whether it's a personal event or if it's a business event. But he is a hypocrite because there are clips of Kash Patel calling the FBI corrupt before he was in the FBI and saying that taxpayers shouldn't have to fund their personal trips. And now he's funding his personal trip to go see his girlfriend Alexis. So the internet didn't like the hypocrisy. The internet was correct. The market is always right. Okay, the internet was absolutely correct about this. And what Kash Patel did was he wrote this like Andy Cohen hosting the Real Housewives of DC or something type tweet where he defends his girlfriend. I mean, how old is this girl? But seriously, she's young. She's very young. And this is what he wrote. I'm just going to read it because it's so embarrassing that we have to read it. And then I'm going to get a passport to Russia. Okay, here is the tweet. This is from the director of the FBI, people. Buckle up.
Oh,
America's so serious. We're big and we're bad. Ready? I am proud of the work of this FBI. We're taking violent criminals off the streets in record numbers, crushing the fentanyl crisis, dismantling cartels, saving children, hunting down terrorists, and so much more. Let me be clear, we will not be distracted by baseless rumors or the noise from uninformed internet anarchists and the fake news. I've always said, criticize me all you want, but going after the people doing great work, my personal life or those around me, is a total disgrace. The disgustingly baseless attacks against Alexis, a true patriot, and the woman I'm proud to call my partner in life are beyond pathetic. She is a rock-solid conservative and a country music sensation who has done more for this nation than most will in 10 lifetimes. I'm so blessed. Sorry, pull that back up. I gotta finish. I'm so blessed that she's in my life. Attacking her isn't just wrong, it's cowardly and it jeopardizes our safety. My love of family will always be my cornerstone, and you will never tear that down or keep me from them. I and this FBI will stay laser focused on our mission and continue the reform that we promised, rebuilding this borough from the ground up. Okay, it's like a lot, and I love that Twitter hit them immediately. They hit him with a little fact check. People are not attacking Kash Patel's significant other, but rather reacting to his firing of people who point out his usage of government funds to travel to her shows. Now, objectively, this is embarrassing. Objectively, Alexis, she seems like she's a really sweet girl. She is not a country music sensation.
They were saying that she was,
you call your girlfriend that, okay?
a plant.
She's just not a country music sensation. It's ridiculous. It's like me talking to my daughter. Like, I do tell her she's a sensation. She's everything she does is sensational. It's just, it's so unbelievably petty.
Never
It's
changed the
ridiculous.
script. You're right.
It's, this entire tweet, I just went, not every
He's memorized
thought
it.
you have in your head needs to be sent. This does not make you look masculine. It does not make you look like somebody who should be taken seriously. There is no question that Vladimir Putin and the homies left. They did, without question. They're on a group chat right now. Ha ha ha. Oh my, it's a country music sensation's girlfriend.
Yeah, who cares?
She makes commentary on the internet. Okay, fair game. If you're gonna wade into politics, then you have to be able to deal with some pushback. Whatever they were saying about her Cash, okay? He's only been dating her, by the way, for like a year and a half. Okay, like this is like, it's like a new girl that he's dating.
Right, Serene.
And we're talking about, just to remind you, in case you're just tuning in, we are talking about the director of the FBI, and we are supposed to take away from this that we should have faith that he is emotionally stable enough, that he has steeled himself for this investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder. Like, we are supposed to believe this is not a crash out. Man, I wish she had said to you, don't send that, honey. Honey baby. Don't send that, honey. I wouldn't send that, honey baby. That does not, it maybe you feel masculine doing it, but when you send it, it lets people know that America is weak. Like, you need to be very reprimanded for this tweet. Could you imagine Vladimir Putin sending this tweet? Could you imagine any of his henchmen?
Have no faith in any of the, none.
They would be
fired. That's why we got to vote.
That's why I would like to, again, plead with you guys to consider, when I run in the future for dictator of the United States, to consider how I will deal with this immediately. I will sentence him to a month of hard labor. Obviously, that's the only correct response to Kash Patel writing this, like, I don't like these mean girls tweet. It's ridiculous. We are not serious people. The empire is in decline. So figure out where you're going to live, because I'm between Namibia and Russia. That's it. We'll be right back and answer some of your questions. All right, you guys, want to remind you about fair financing because the Fed just dropped interest rates again, and that is great news for American homeowners organizations nationwide. They've now raised over $1 million. And all right, let's get into some of your comments. Maxi Dodo starts. He writes, Dear Candace, thank you for being a true friend to Charlie. My son's middle name is Charlie. He is 9, and you have helped make his name even stronger. You are an inspiration. God bless you and your family. Michael writes that from Australia. Thank you, Michael. I love that that what I say has reached Australia. I wish that I was not banned from Australia, but you know me. I'm a super bad criminal, bad to the bone. I won't worship Israel. Stacy Massey writes, so many trolls in the chat, yet by being here, they are supporting Go Candace. Yeah, there's so many bots in the chat. I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that. We could actually put a timer so they can only post every 30 seconds. Maybe we'll do that going forward. Gmon writes, you are a shining light in the dark world. We love you and are behind you. Don't give up or back down. I'm not giving up or backing down. It's like this, if they were ever going to steal me and make me so angry that I would just be on a warpath, it would have been by assassinating Charlie Kirk and making me watch it. Truly. Wow. Like if you wanted a political foe, this was the way to do it. And what's so funny is I've said in so many rooms, like, most people consider me as a formidable enemy, but I'm a much more formidable friend. And I'm going to continue to be a formidable friend to Charlie Kirk. And the best way that I can do that is just telling the truth. No matter what the truth is, I can just share the truth. And that's the amazingness, is like, we just constantly texted all the time. And as I said, I have no reason to lie. The Turning Point USA has access to all his messages. They can tell you that the messages are real. whether they're true or whether they're false. And the truth is enough. The truth is always enough. Tom Paul writes, Tyler Robinson's ACT score was 34, so he was in the 99 percentile. Thomas Matthew Crook's SAT score was in the 99 percentile. Both recent lone shooters scored in the 99 percentile on standardized testing. Not a coincidence, as if it is out of the same playbook. Something I want to say about that, something actually that I would like to reiterate about that, is I believe that is the reason for standardized testing, is that it flags for the government people that could be a problem down the line. It's a kind of a repeat story in a lot of these mass shootings. I think also the one that was and I can't think of the guy's name, but it was in Connecticut. Similar story. He somehow hacked the government system, and then the FBI showed up at his door, and then he was a part of some Yale program. I think it's Adam Lanza, is who I'm thinking of. So there's a theme here, and my opinion on that is not something that can be discussed on YouTube, so I'll save it for my book club tomorrow. Petal writes, love you, Candace. Please claim. Oh, people claim you don't have a degree, but I've heard you say you do. Please set the record straight. Yeah. The truth is that I grew up poor. I was the third of a family with 4 children. My mom didn't even graduate high school, actually. And my family didn't have the money to send me to college, so I took out a ton of loans, student loans, Sallie Mae loans, and then in, don't quote me on the year, but I think it was 2010, Sallie Mae had a big collapse, and they said you can't go back for your senior year because we can no longer fund you to go back for your senior year. So I dropped out temporarily, and then when I had my own money and paid off my student loans, which was something like $150,000 in student loans, which is absurd to me. Such a predatory system. You're literally preying on poor people. It's disgusting. That's what usury is all about. Once I paid down my student loans, I re-enrolled to finish my last year. And so I have 2 degrees, actually.
Good for you.
What else do we have here? TB writes, it's important to be exposed to all perspectives with the right to respectfully disagree. Charlie stood for that. So anyone who is divisive over this right is, as Candace says it, fake and gay. Yeah, Charlie believed in free speech. He didn't even blink when I hosted Nick Fuentes. What an absurd idea that Charlie would have. If Charlie ever messaged me and said, you're betraying me by speaking to this person.
Oh, yeah, she got
I wouldn't have been friends with him. That's the reality. Charlie was so cool. And that's why I hate that they're trying to make him like a dork in the afterlife. And I don't say a dork as in someone that's like well researched and knows the facts. I mean somebody that is so lame that they cannot beat you in the free market. So they're trying to arbitrarily force you out, as they are doing in Tucker Carlson, because you're bigger than them. So trying to create scandal. They're trying to scandalize your name so that people stop watching you, and trying to say, well, you can't speak on this platform because they can't beat you by being themselves, because they suck. They're annoying. People don't like them anymore. It's not cool to say don't have a conversation. It's not cool to hold up like some donor printed signs and do a dance in front of Randy Fine, Tucker is not MAGA. People can see which way the wind is blowing, and it's against Israel because everything they do is uncool, and it also happens to be genocidal, so that doesn't help either. Anyways, you guys, tomorrow we have the book club. First time ever the book club was infiltrated. I'm proud of us. Very proud of us, people in the book club.
Okay,
y'all.
so be sure to I think that's it. And, oh, that's cute of her. Shout out to Candace for holding it down. Being honest, straightforward and direct. She got her feet on their neck. They cannot stand it. In all honesty, you know, we should all have a friend like Candace. And I say that because she will not give up. She will not accept excuses, bull crap. The dots have to connect with her. They got to connect. And if they do not connect, she is going to make them connect. And if not, she is going to make enough noise until you're going to produce something, because you know that if you don't, she's not going anywhere. So when I say everyone need a friend like her, for that regards, I like the fact that she is just not going to lie. on people, even the ones she don't like. She's not just gonna lie on them. Create something. I mean, because we know people do that all the time. And I like that she set the record straight. She debunks it, and if what is said happens to be true, she'll acknowledge it. I appreciate that. Oh, but I mean, come on now. For the most part, you just don't. You just, I would have expected for him to have more to say, smart and sarcastic. But I guess he have enough of his own issues. Now, before I go, let me double check. I don't know where I put that. I don't know where it's at. Hold on. I think it was something I had mentioned. Oh my goodness, I ate something I know I shouldn't have ate. Oh my God, and my nose got stuffed up. It is something about the inflammation. Hey, Sapphire, not a fan of Candace Owens, but I like what she is doing lately. Yeah, I was never a fan of hers either. I just thought, I kind of just dismissed her. But if she can admit that she was brainwashed, and that Donald Trump gets a nightmare. Oh yeah, they may be wanting Donald Trump to testify, be a witness in Prince Charles, Prince Andrew. They're finna bring him up on charges. And he may have to be a witness. Oh man, listen, I saw this. It talked about Bill Gates, former doctor, says billionaire refused to vaccinate his children. I said, ain't that about a beep? Oh, here you go. Here you go over here. So you come up with a cocktail. I mean, I know it's about depopulation, but you up with a cocktail that you don't even want your own children to. So, I just think that's so foul. And I saw something else that, like, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, or whatever Meta guy. It was somebody else. Their kid goes to Montessori school because they don't want them to be given the inappropriate literature that's been altered. Oh man, that is just so everything that he worked hard to mess up in everybody else's kids, he don't want it for his. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all opportunity. This is what I was talking about right here with that guy, that security guy. But I need for y'all to get the likes up for me real quick. I'm finna go to the ladies' room. Just double tap the face of your screen. When I get back, can I at least have 20 people who can double tap the face of your screen or hit the thumbs up, the like button, so when I come back, we can just go and I can let y'all hear this about that cameraman. Please, get the likes up for me. Get the lights up, please. Oh my goodness. Oh. We are so close. So close. And the tea is so good. So y'all remember the guy whom I just lost my mind when I saw him doing them hand signals and stuff. And then I showed y'all the picture of him. Okay. With the guy. That see, this is also why I'm not cool with them. But I know they got to charge somebody. Right? Is this one it? No. Let me see. Him with the little boy, Tyler Robinson. That looked like the one that they was trying to say was him, right? I mean, for the ones of y'all who didn't see this the other day when I showed it, like, why is he with him? Why is he, that guy, who was the same guy that was with Donald Trump when his ear got taken off? Yeah, right. That go the boy with the veteran shirt on, right? Ain't that him? That was walking up the steps? That had the funny walk? Why is he talking to him with this artillery in his hand? Charlie Kirk's security that did his ear and did his arm and did the hand signals. I told y'all to get the lights up. I had the tea. Who it is? That's the guy. That's the security guy that did his cuff and his forearm and, you know, twinkled his ear and whatever else he did right before the shot went off. But that's the guy that was walking up the steps. On top of the roof, they said. Jumping down the side. I don't believe that, but that's the guy that had on the blue veteran shirt, right? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, so hold that thought, right? Hold that thought. I keep this one part because I know we're going to have to come back here. Why is he here? So this is military. I'm almost willing to bet you this is military. This is military. That's the guy that was standing behind Charlie. That's him. And he's also the guy that was standing with Trump when the ear flew off. Okay, so hold that thought. Excuse me, y'all. I ate some cornbread and I know I shouldn't have. So hold on. Then let me move up. What I saw, I parked this one today or yesterday or whatever. So y'all just ain't gonna get the likes up on that type of tea. What y'all gonna do with this one? Now that's the same guy though, right? I don't know if this is what he had on that day. I don't remember this outfit. Is that what he had on? Let's listen.
Aids right there. He's filming.
Oh, okay.
Charlie gets hit. Rest in peace. Reacts. Goes up to the body. There we go. The handoff right there. You see? Everyone bone rushing the stage, and right there, handoff. There's a handoff to a gentleman in a shirt. So just to recap, right there, he is taking something from Charlie, which people think is the lav mic that had the explosive device in it, handing it off to this guy. See, everybody's rushing the stage. He has one job. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Instead of caring about making sure Charlie's okay, his first reaction is to pull something away, to get something off of Charlie, to give it to the guy in the black shirt, who then knows exactly what to do with it and runs off with it. I mean, if you're security detail, you think that the first thing you want to do is deal with Charlie and what's happening to Charlie. His first reaction was, let me get this suspicious thing off of Charlie and give it to this guy who knew exactly.
And there's still no blood.
It's pretty obvious. We need to ask more questions of Meta AI Shades guy over here, because not only does he have high-def footage of Charlie right after he was hit, but why the coordinated movement, right? If I'm handing something off to somebody in the midst of what seems to be chaos, how does that person know exactly what to do with that piece that I just gave him, like the guy in the black shirt who ran off? This guy knew what to take off of Charlie, when to take it off, and who to give it to. The whole Charlie narrative of Tyler Robinson is disintegrating, and the FBI should be embarrassed.
Absolutely.
Because they're acting in the typical FBI fashion.
That's what I was feeling earlier.
Especially from this FBI and this administration. Or so. So there he is. He turns on his shades right there. He's filming. Charlie gets hit. Rest in peace. Reacts. Goes up to the body. There we go. The handoff right there. You see? Everyone bone rushing the stage, and right there, handoff. There's a handoff to a gentleman in a shirt. So just to recap, right there, he is taking something from Charlie, which people think is the lav mic that had the explosive device in it, handing it off to this guy. See, everybody's rushing the stage. He has one job. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Instead of caring about making sure Charlie's okay, his first reaction is to pull something away, to get something off of Charlie, to give it to the guy in the black shirt, who then knows exactly what to do with it and runs off with it. I mean, if you're security detail, you think that the first thing you want to do is deal with Charlie and what's happening to Charlie. His first reaction was, let me get this suspicious thing off of Charlie and give it to this guy who knew exactly what to do. I'm sorry, it's pretty obvious. We need to ask more questions of Meta AI Shades guy over here, because not only does he have high-def footage of Charlie right after he was hit, but why the coordinated movement, right? If I'm handing something off to somebody in the midst of what seems to be chaos, how does that person know exactly what to do with that piece that I just gave him, like the guy in the black shirt who ran off? This guy knew what to take off of Charlie, when to take it off, and who to give it to. The whole Charlie narrative of Tyler Robinson is disintegrating, and the FBI should be embarrassed because they're acting in the typical FBI fashion. We need accountability.
He flying on the plane with the FBI plane with his girlfriend in Tennessee.
So there he is. He turns on his shades right there. He's filming. Charlie gets hit. Rest in peace. Reacts. Goes up to the body.
What y'all think?
There we go. The handoff right there. You see? Everyone bone rushing the stage, and right there, handoff.
Yeah, he
There's a
definitely
handoff
gave
to a
him
gentleman
something.
in a shirt. So just to recap, right there, he is taking something from Charlie, which people think is the lav mic that had the explosive
What y'all
device
think?
in it, handing it off to this guy. See, everybody's rushing the stage. He has one job. He knows exactly what he
Woo,
needs.
that's a lot,
Instead of
y'all.
caring about making sure Charlie's okay, his first reaction is to pull something away, to get something off of Charlie, to give it to the guy in the black shirt, who then...
That's a lot, don't y'all think? That's a lot. Yeah, so that's what I was looking for. Charlie Kirk. It's got to be an inside hit. It has to. That was his security. That was his security. What is this? What is this? What is this about APEC? And then I'm going to go.
Arnon Milchan is the connector all the way from the JFK assassination. Arnon Milchan was the other key Israeli together with Yitzhak Rabin. Arnon Milchan is very central to 9/11. In fact, he did 2 movies showing airplanes driving in. I think he was huge in the whole narrative for 9/11. We have been in the United States under attack by ideological subversion that is not communist. It's Zionist. I was looking at a list of all of the people who are members of Congress who are not only dual citizens, dual U.S.-Israeli citizens. It's an astonishing list. And I was also looking at all of the people who I believe are being blackmailed by not just the Mossad with the Jeffrey Epstein pedophilia thing, but by CIA, the FBI, and NSA. We have an awful lot of cleaning up to do here. We found that there are 23 states where you're not allowed to get disaster relief or have a contract with the state unless you swear loyalty to Israel first. I don't make
Wow.
Arnon Milchan is the connector all the way from the JFK assassination. Arnon Milchan was the other key Israeli together with Yitzhak Rabin. Arnon Milchan is very central to 9/11. In fact, he did 2 movies showing airplanes driving in. I think he was huge in the whole narrative for 9/11. We have been in the United States under attack by ideological subversion that is not communist. It's Zionist. I was looking at a list of all of the people who are members of Congress who are not only dual citizens,
Okay, let me see. I think I got one more. Zionist first. I mean, pro-Israel first.
Who I believe are being blackmailed by not just.
Who is this? Oh yeah, they happen to go live on a military base. What did he say about that? What did he say? Now I'm spinning.
We're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Gates' business strategies came under fire in 1998 when the United States Department of Justice sued Microsoft for antitrust violations.
This is tape 3 of the videotape deposition of Bill Gates on September.
During the 18-month trial, Gates gave hours of videotape testimony.
What were the non-Microsoft browsers that you were concerned about in January of 1996? That month. Yes, sir. And what about it? What non-Microsoft browsers were you concerned about in January of 1996? I don't know what you mean concerned. What is it about the word concerned that you don't understand? I'm not sure what you mean by it.
Is it
For the world
slow?
at large, normalcy only returns when we largely vaccinated the entire global population. And well, this won't be the last pandemic that we face. So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
Did y'all hear him?
Genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Gates' business strategies came
Did
under
y'all
fire
hear
in
him?
1998 when the United States Department of Justice sued Microsoft for antitrust
It's going to
violations.
get attention.
Take 3 of the videotape deposition of Bill Gates on September.
During the 18-month trial, Gates gave hours of videotape testimony.
What were the non-Microsoft browsers that you were concerned about in January of 1996?
I'ma say it again. Y'all get y'all natural herbs together. Don't take that cocktail.
Browsers were you concerned about in January of 1996?
He absolutely refused for his doctor to give it to his kids.
What is it about the word concerned that you don't understand? I'm not sure what you mean by it.
For the world at large, normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. And well, this won't be the last pandemic that we face. So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That,
Good,
I'd say
Amy. They're planning on. Oh wow! And look at her smiling.
Genetically
Girl, what are you smiling
organisms, and we're
for?
injecting them in little kids' arms. We just
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Gates' business strategies came under fire in
Oh wow! I don't know why this thing is just spinning because I oh my god. Okay, good people, let me go. Oh my god, get some sleep. That kind of took me out. He said, as if maybe that was a long time ago, and the one that he was saying will get attention was the one 19. Maybe I should have looked at the date. Yeah, maybe 19 was the one that got the attention. What was this?
Just shoot them right into the vein.
Gates' business strategies came under fire in 1998 when the United States Department of Justice sued Microsoft
1998.
for antitrust violations.
Well, when did he sit down and talk to that person?
Bill Gates on
During the 18-month trial.
Cause it looked like hell. The way he rocking, back and forth. Was he ADD or did he have something? Why he rocking? Did y'all notice he was doing all that rocking?
What were the non-Microsoft browsers?
And here he seemed like he two totally different
in
men.
January of 1996. That month.
That month.
Yes, sir. And what about it? What non-Microsoft browsers were you concerned about in January of 1996? I don't know what you mean concerned. What is it about the word concerned that you don't understand?
Is he cloned?
I'm not sure what you mean by it.
For the world at large,
when was
normalcy only returns when we've largely vaccinated the entire global population. And well, this won't be the last pandemic that we
don't
face.
know. It don't
so
say.
We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
Oh yeah, they crazy.
Genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just
They Norman Bates and who? What was that? They both had that kooky. Yeah. He's a Zionist now. They believe in taking the blood and sacrificing babies and shit. I don't want nothing from him. I don't want none of his apples. Oh, yeah. Okay, so before we go, let me show y'all this about Whole Food. With that peel or whatever plastic stuff that he be having. Oh, and that was his wife. It's just way too much going on, but it's just way too much. Where is that? Oh boy. Whole Food.
Cannot believe Whole Foods is doing this with their food now. We may need to boycott. All right, did you see this disclaimer? There's like 30 different produce tables here, but this is hidden all the way over here. Like you have to actually go and find it. Some fruits and vegetables arrive in our stores coated with wax. What I actually have a serious problem with is these synthetic waxes they're using. Polyethylene, naphtha, paraffin, and mineral oil. Polyethylene is like basically putting microplastics on your fruit. These others are all petroleum-based. Fossil fuel. Here's what you're going to want to do. Number one, always buy organic produce for the fruits and vegetables that are going to have the skin exposed, like apples and cucumbers. Number two, always wash your produce in a solution like water and vinegar or water and baking soda. Number three, you can peel the skin. How you doing? We need to be realistic about this. Buying any fruit and vegetable, even if it has a wax coating, is going to be way better than any ultra-processed food. Share this with a friend who shops at Whole Foods, but in reality, I would not be surprised if they're doing this at every grocery store. Later. Cannot believe Whole Foods is doing this with their food now.
Okay. All right. Good night, good people. He's evil. Oh, yeah. These people are, yes. It's just mad. Oh, it's just wild. It is wild. Learn as much as we can about growing our food. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree, Amy Lynn. And detoxing, if you have had that cocktail, the natural herbs to get it out your system, takes about 3 months consistently if you had that one shot, and about a year if you had that other one. But we got to get it out, because they saying the next one is going to be 10 times worse. So all right, good night, good night. Don't let the Bill Gates bug bite. Good night.